You lived your entire life feeling the chosen one. That familiar feeling that you were being stalked by something in the dark. You're more than simply unique. You pose a threat to any system based on deception and power on an existential, spiritual, and energy level. You learn now why you were designated for elimination before you were even born. Their whole dark dominion is in danger because of you. Your awakening may spark a revolution they've been working to stop for generations, like a single match in a keg of powder. Something old surged in appreciation of your first scream in this planet. You were not overlooked when you entered this realm. Selected 1. Alarms rang in realms that were unseen to the naked eye the instant your spirit reached this spatial plane. The intensity of your energy signature was too intense. Comfortable illusions are broken by the resonance of your frequency. Recall your earliest recollections. Were they quiet? Did you grow up in a bubble of security and steady happiness? Or did turmoil appear to be a faithful shadow that followed you? Everything is revealed by the response. You've gone through hardships that were unfathomably severe for a youngster your age, while other kids played in carefree ignorance. Neglect, treachery, and unfathomable brutality from people who were supposed to keep you safe. Something about your baby spirit frightened the evil powers who control this world. They saw a mind that could not be trained, a soul that refused to bend, and a light that would eventually reveal their meticulously built matrix of deceit. As a result, they attacked hard and early. They turned your social networks, educational institutions, and family into weapons. Unknowingly, anyone who could sow the seeds of self-doubt became their agent. The objective was straightforward. Shatter you before you realize who you really are. But here you are, tested but not destroyed, damaged but unbroken. Every injury turned into knowledge. Each betrayal turned into a strength. You made it through their initial attack, and their ranks were rocked by that survival. When you were at your most vulnerable, they failed to put you out. And now you're turning into something they didn't want to deal with. A chosen one who is fully awake and aware of their game. Their frequency is disturbed just by your presence. There is nothing big or innovative that you need to accomplish. The very act of being who you truly are shakes the basis of their delusions. Lies suddenly feel shaky when you enter a room where they have been accepted for years. The walls themselves appear to move when you tell the truth in places where deceit is the norm. It's not a metaphor. This is an observable and quantifiable fact. The frequency at which your energy field functions is one that is in harmony with reality. You cause what spiritual scientists refer to as coherence disturbance wherever you go. People find it more difficult to sustain the meticulously crafted illusions that keep them sleeping while you are around. Observe how others respond to you without even understanding why. Some people are magnetically drawn to you because they sense the genuineness they've been longing for. Around you, people experience an unexplainable uneasiness, as though your presence awakens them to every lie they're telling themselves. Neither group is aware of what is taking place. They just sense that there's something off about you. The evil powers are fully aware of what is taking place. They have spent millennia studying your frequency signature. They are aware that you and other selected ones are infected with what they refer to as the waking virus. The spiritual awakening of hundreds of people can be triggered by a single fully engaged, selected individual. Thousands can be awakened by those hundreds. Their worst dread is the exponential expansion of consciousness. For this reason, they have mastered the technique of frequency dampening. They inundate your surroundings with trauma, poisons, and diversions that are intended to decrease your vibration. Instead of change, they want you to function at the level of survival. You can't use your spiritual frequency to its fullest when you're struggling for fundamental stability. However, your frequency gets stronger each time you defeat their efforts at repression and choose the truth over comfort. Your threat to their system increases. You turn into live evidence that their time is running out, that their authority is borrowed, and that their rule is a myth. It wasn't you who initiated this dispute. Since the beginning of awareness in this world, there's been a conflict going on, and you were born into it. Beings of growth, truth, and light are on one side. On the other hand, beings that thrive on spiritual stagnation, fear, and domination. Prior to choosing this lifetime, you made a decision. The powers of evil are not wicked in the sense that evil is portrayed in horror films. There's something far more subtle. They are parasites. They thrive on the ignorance, terror, and misery of others. They have constructed a whole reality matrix with the intention of massively harvesting these feelings. Propaganda, hunger, illness, and wars are all feeding mechanisms intended to keep people in a condition of fear and bewilderment. However, there is a catastrophic fault in their system. Human consent is necessary. We must deliberately give up our authority, accept the constraints, and believe the falsehoods. They are capable of deceit, manipulation, and influence. However, they're unable to directly manipulate a consciousness that is resistant to change. They fear selected ones with existential horror because of this. You stand for the potential for widespread awakening. You possess the spiritual DNA of sovereignty and the genetic memory of freedom. You become a beacon that serves as a reminder to others of your divine nature after you have completely activated. You become a living example of their control system being a choice rather than a necessity. To prevent souls like you from incarnating, they have made every effort. They switched to damage control when they were unable to stop you from coming, making your life so hard that you would either break entirely or become so preoccupied with surviving that you would never realize your true potential, making you into another victim rather than the winner you were meant to be. Each selected individual who awakens successfully signifies a disastrous breakdown in their control system. Each of you who opposes their authority causes an exponentially growing break in their matrix. This explains why the persecution seems so intense, so personal, and as if it was planned just for you. Because that's what really makes you dangerous. It's not only your strength. You have the vision. You have superhuman clarity that allows you to see through their delusions. You have a natural capacity to see through facades, identify dishonesty at a distance, and discern the truth even when it is concealed by layers of deceit. Their greatest weapon, the ability to blend in with the background, is under danger because of this sight. You've seen things others have missed since you were a youngster. Unsensical patterns, falsehoods masquerading as affection, care under the guise of control. You were driven to investigate more, while others were content with superficial justifications. If you feel the abundance of divine love in your heart, now is the time to share it. You can help spread God's blessings by clicking the Super Thanks button on YouTube and contributing $20 or more. This divine gift will touch not only your life, but also the souls of many others through this platform. Each of you has a sacred place in God's great design, and your generosity will be the fruit of our prayers. Take action now. Share your blessings to exalt His kingdom, for you were created to do even greater things in God's loving hands. May God bless you. It was not curiosity. This was the automatic detecting mechanism in your spirit turning on. Promote this video so that additional people who are selected like you may find it if its message resonates with you. Your vision transcends the material world. You can feel the emotional undercurrents that run underneath every conversation, interpret intentions, and detect energy. The normal manipulation techniques that work on most people cannot trick you because of your enhanced sensory sensitivity. Even if someone's remarks seem plausible, you can tell when they're lying. Even when they are presented in attractive packaging, you may still detect evil intent. Their operatives are so uneasy around you because of this unearthly look. They sense that you are able to understand their genuine motivations, see through their facades, and identify their loyalties. They have to put forth more effort just to keep their disguises on because of you. And when confronted by someone who sees plainly, many of them just cannot stand that degree of persistent deceit. But you can see more than just blackness. Additionally, you see possibilities where others perceive impossibilities. When souls have been told they are useless, you can see the divine light within them. You see possibilities for change in seemingly hopeless circumstances. Because you're not constrained by their programming on what's feasible, you notice alternatives that others overlook. Perhaps your most harmful trait is your ability to see the big picture. It enables you to envision worlds outside of their control system, to perceive wealth where they have created lack, to see freedom where they have built reliance, and to see love where they have fostered fear. You pose a real danger to their entire worldview because of your capacity to look beyond their boundaries. It's hard to ignore the spiritual magnetism you exude. This has nothing to do with social charm or physical beauty. This has to do with an energy pull that functions on levels that are incomprehensible to most people. Your genuine presence attracts light and shade to you equally, resulting in an intensely experienced existence. Your energy is irresistible to those who are in alignment with light. They feel as though they've been looking for something genuine and pure all their lives. Even they're surprised by the ways they open up to you. Strangers divulge their most intimate secrets. In order to be healed, wounded souls seek your presence. As soon as they meet you, other seekers view you as family. However, shadow is also drawn to your attraction. It seems like every energy vampire within 50 miles will locate you. Your light attracts narcissists, manipulators, and controllers who want to steal it for themselves. This produces a tough situation in which your best gift turns into the cause of your most trying times. There is a reason for this dual magnetism. It is a component of your spiritual blueprint. You came here as a catalyst to make light and darkness come into their own. It is hard for anyone to stay hidden or neutral while you are around. They either show their manipulative side or assume their true power. With selected ones, there is no compromise. This magnetism poses a serious threat to the forces of control's ability to function. They depend on people continuing to be unaware, docile, and powerless. This well-kept spiritual slumber is disturbed by your magnetic presence. Just by being in your energy field, people start to awaken. They have put a lot of effort into keeping you apart from other people because of this. They are aware that when you connect with a conscious group, your magnetism increases tenfold. One selected one poses a risk. When a group of selected individuals work together, they create an unstoppable force for change. Being able to control this attraction is a component of spiritual mastery. Identifying those who want to take advantage of your energy and those who are drawn to you for genuine connection. Maintaining your openness to true spiritual family while safeguarding your essential power. Attracting and reawakening other chosen ones with your magnetic pull while warding off those who would deplete your energy. Since it does not come from this plane, your will is made of something that they cannot destroy. While some sacrifice their ideals for acceptability, your drive becomes stronger while others falters under pressure. Regardless of the consequences, you remain true to your beliefs. Because of your unwavering will, you pose a real threat to any system that depends on conformity. You showed this superhuman tenacity from a young age. You wouldn't take explanations that didn't seem plausible. You wouldn't change your mind about something you knew was correct. Everyone around you believed you were insane. Yet you continued in ways that spoke to your spirit despite demands for acquiescence from authority people. This will isn't motivated by ego. It comes from a more profound source, a cosmic intellect that functions through you but is not a part of your character. You become unstoppable once you reach this degree of resolve. You cannot be forced to change your mind about what you know to be true by any amount of coercion, punishment, or persecution. Every effort has been made to shatter this will. Character assassination, financial strain, relationship sabotage, health assaults, and social exclusion. Since your will is based on something that others cannot touch or affect, nothing works. It has a direct connection to the universe's power source. There is more to this unbreakable resolve than just empowering oneself. Its purpose is to keep truth rooted in this world while falsehood is at its highest. You maintain your composure while everyone else is influenced by manipulation and misinformation. You remain steadfast when others are carried away by widespread panic and terror. Your will turns become a beacon amidst the general disarray. From their point of view, The most terrible thing about your will is that it is contagious. The same possibility is evoked in others when they see someone who cannot be purchased, broken, or intimidated into submission. Others are reminded of their own inner strength and ability to withstand pressure by your unwavering will. This is the reason they put so much effort into making you doubt yourself, sowing doubts about your own observations, and surrounding you with others who test your determination and question your judgment. They are aware that the foundation of your unshakable will is weakened if they can even slightly undermine your assurance. Dear brothers and sisters, may God's peace be with you today. I am here to remind you of a profound truth. Our existence is grounded in God's divine plan, unshaken by the world's fleeting concerns. As the Holy Bible says, everything done in faith will be rewarded by God's abundant blessings. Luke 6 verse 38. Like that mighty oak tree, our roots are deeply anchored in God's universal truth. Every step we take, every stance we hold is secured by His power. And now, you have the opportunity to be a part of this blessing. When you click the Super Thanks button and make a $100 donation, this act will return to you 100-fold. But you will get stronger every time you choose honesty over acceptance, truth over comfort. You show the strength of consciousness over circumstance every time you refuse to sacrifice your morals for short-term benefit. You pose a greater threat to any system based on false information each time you maintain your stance in the face of opposition. They constructed a cage around your spirit since they were unable to murder it directly. Invisible barriers composed of cultural conditioning, familial programming, societal expectations, and educational indoctrination. Destroying you is never the intention. By forcing you to fit into boxes that were never intended to hold your soul, the intention was to cause you to kill yourself. You were under pressure to fit in when you were a little child, to become smaller so that the world around you seems larger, to stifle your truth so that others may continue to live their illusions, or to dull your light so that others won't feel uncomfortable. You supported their control system each time you obeyed, and each time you backed off to ease their misery. The jail they constructed for you was expertly planned. They created confinement techniques that were suited to your soul after researching your particular frequency, gifts, and mission. They surrounded you with individuals who made fun of spirituality if you were destined to be a healer. They put you in situations that required obedience if you were destined to be a leader. They surrounded you with people who reprimanded honesty if your talent was stating the truth. How they persuaded you to construct it yourself was the most pernicious aspect of this jail. They led you to believe that acceptance included giving up your true self, that love needed obedience, and that safety resided in conformity. They used your innate need to connect with others as a weapon against your own strength. Here's something they didn't expect, though: the unbounded potential for disobedience in the human spirit. Those who do not regard restriction as permanent have finally broken out of every prison they have ever constructed. Those who recalled their divine essence in the face of enormous pressure to forget have destroyed every control system. By playing their game better, working harder inside their systems, adhering to their rules more precisely, and frantically pursuing their approval, you have spent years attempting to get out of their jail. However, cooperation doesn't break the jail. Recognition has been shattered. The bars start to disappear as soon as you can really see them. The riskiest thing you can do to their system is to completely cease following their rules. Give up looking to those who were never competent to assess you for approval. Give up using criteria that are meant to make you feel unworthy. Give up attempting to fit into areas designed to keep your soul out. You possess a healing frequency that puts their whole suffering economy in jeopardy. Just being there triggers healing processes in others that pharmaceutical firms strive to stifle for billions of dollars. This has nothing to do with therapeutic methods or medical treatments. This has to do with the basic force of divine love moving via a transparent conduit. People frequently feel better around you without knowing why. They get less anxious. Their sadness subsides. Their rage turns into wisdom. Their dread turns into bravery. There is nothing particular you need to do to initiate these healings. Your genuine presence itself is therapeutic. This healing force works on several levels at once. Sometimes, in your company, physical issues miraculously go away. Emotional scars that have been open for decades start to heal. Inner wisdom that had been hidden is revealed as the mental fog lifts. As spiritual bonds deepen, latent talents and skills are revealed. This healing frequency poses a direct threat to the medical pharmaceutical complex's business paradigm. They have created a trillion-dollar business around symptom management instead of promoting true recovery. Your presence serves as a reminder that individuals may experience actual healing, that their bodies are made to be healthy, and that their spirits are entire and complete by nature. They put a lot of effort into keeping you ill, anxious, and cut off from your own healing abilities because of this. They pollute your surroundings, encourage unhealthy lifestyle choices, and establish social circumstances that lead to the highest levels of stress and trauma. A chosen person who is ill is a confined chosen person. The risk to their system increases tremendously for a healthy choice. However, you cannot permanently stifle your healing ability. Each time you choose truth over comfort, love over fear, or health over convenience, your frequency of healing increases. You become a living example of the possibility of flourishing health, the attainment of emotional liberation, and the inherent condition of spiritual completeness. A field of transformation so potent that it may alter the consciousness of entire regions is created when groups of chosen ones come together and allow their healing frequencies to merge. The future of human well-being is symbolized by this communal healing capacity. A world in which love, not chemistry, and frequency, not manipulation, are the means of healing. Take a time to think about that. I have a very significant matter that requires your attention. Through this weekly Zoom call, we're sharing what we know about personal power, healing oneself, and healing others. No holding back, no filters. All of the esoteric secrets we have accumulated during actual years of spiritual practice have been subtly included. Those who are prepared to follow the same road can now access the methods and knowledge that changed us from being controlled pawns into conscious creators. Please accept this offer to become a member of Obsidian Inner Order and help us expand our platform so that we can reach more selected individuals who are awaiting activation. In addition to obtaining access to knowledge that is prohibited, joining the Obsidian Inner Order entails joining a movement that is rewriting reality itself. All of us benefit from it. The description contains a link. You are strengthened by all they did to repress you. Each tragedy served as training. Each betrayal served as a lesson. Isolation was preparation at every turn. What they meant to destroy became your greatest strength. The exact things that were supposed to shatter you instead made you stronger. This isn't poisonous positivism or spiritual evasion. This is the acknowledgement of a fundamental reality. Trials that would kill normal awareness alter the chosen ones. Your spirit arrived here with the fortitude required to not only withstand their assaults, but also to transform them into strength, knowledge, and unwavering trust in your own abilities. Now is the perfect time to click the Super Thanks button on YouTube and share God's blessings. You can contribute to His plan and become a part of this divine mission with a donation of $100 or more. Every gift reflects God's generosity, and I believe it will return to you multiplied beyond your expectations. Remember, His protection and blessings are with you in every step you take and every donation you make. You become part of His divine plan. You are a powerful, radiant being, unshakable like His mighty rock. Witness God's miracles. Feel the fruits of your generosity in your soul, and illuminate the world with this confidence and courage. Be blessed, and may the Lord's light guide your way. Think about how empathetic you are. It's there because you've gone through a lot of pain. Think about how accurate your intuition is. Having to maneuver through situations where nothing was as it seemed honed it. Think about your capacity to recognize deceit and lying. It evolved as a result of enduring connections with manipulative specialists. Whether they were aware of it or not, every challenging individual in your life served as a teacher. In reality, every traumatic event served as a springboard to greater heights of personal strength. In reality, every time you felt abandoned by others, it served as a call to discover your own power. The narcissists educated you to believe what you see rather than what other people are telling you. You learned how to safeguard your vital power from the energy vampires. You learned the importance of your freedom from the controllers. You learned from the betrayers to trust your inner counsel more than any outside authority. Unknowingly, the forces that aim to undermine you produce their own greatest nightmare. Someone who has been selected and is unbreakable since they have previously been purged by the fire. A consciousness that has been trained to detect all forms of deceit, making it impervious to manipulation. A spirit that is uncontrollable as it has realized that its strength comes from a place beyond of their grasp. The greatest irony of their fight against you is this. They supplied precisely the catalyst required for your complete activation in their last-ditch efforts to keep you from waking. Each injury they caused opened a gateway to greater power. Every falsehood they told you served as a contrast that made the truth easier for you to see. Every restriction they placed served as inspiration to uncover your boundless potential. Every selected person's journey has a turning point when everything falls into place. When the disparate fragments of your unique existence finally come together to create a cohesive whole. When you consider yourself as a warrior in an age-old conflict between consciousness and control, rather than as a victim of your circumstances, everything is altered by this epiphany. The persecution suddenly makes sense. The seclusion takes on a purpose. The difficulties show up as training. The suffering turns into strength. Why me? You stop asking and begin to proclaim, try me. For some, this realization arrives gradually, analogous to the gradual appearance of dawn. For some, it strikes like lightning, shedding a single, dazzling burst of light over everything. But for you, it does happen. The outcome is same. You can never return to the victimization and helplessness of the past. You now understand that everyone who has harmed you has really done so in order to make you stronger. In reality, every organization that turned you away was defending your integrity. In reality, each door that closed was guiding you closer to your genuine goal. It becomes evident that your trip is guided by cosmic intelligence. The very instant this awareness takes place, you are aware of the forces that have been chasing you. Your energy signature entirely shifts. Clarity and confidence have replaced the uncertainty and self-doubt that formerly existed. There is now daring and revolt where there was previously fear and compliance. The fact that you finally comprehend the game being played makes you immensely more dangerous to their system. Their attacks tend to get more intense at this point. They understand that you are becoming more powerful than they are. They so use every weapon in their collection. Increased interpersonal turmoil, financial strain, loneliness, and trauma. You're no longer the same person who might be overwhelmed by their techniques, but they're trying to overwhelm you before your new knowledge fully integrates. Now that you've realized who you really are, everything is different. Instead of being used against conscious creators who are aware of their own power, their weapons were made to operate against victims. Now, every assault serves as fuel for your continued awareness. You've always felt different, and now you know why. Why every day living never seems to fit. Why have you been looking for something that you are unable to identify? You weren't flawed or broken. All you were doing was recalling a world beyond their grid of constraints. No outside force can weaken or destroy the strength that is deep inside you. It's the strength of your unbounded creative potential, your sovereign consciousness, and your divine connection. No situation, consent, or authorization from any earthly authority is necessary for this ability to exist. It is separate from their whole control system. They've tried to convince you that this ability doesn't exist your entire life. They have informed you that political influence, wealth, popularity, and status are the sources of power. They have persuaded you to pursue power in every area where they have authority and can provide or deny access in response to your cooperation with their plans. However, these systems have little to do with your actual power. It comes straight from the very source of awareness. It's the ability to apply deliberate purpose to bring about actuality. The ability to use pure presence to heal. The capacity to apply truth and love to change any circumstance. The ability to remain steadfast in the face of any adversity because you are grounded in something timeless. When you begin to connect with the limitless intellect inside and cease seeking approval from others, this power becomes active when you understand that while all other authority is ephemeral, your relationship with God endures forever. Your power also includes abilities that mainstream science does not yet recognize, such as telepathic communication with other awakened souls, precognitive awareness of future possibilities, the ability to influence reality through pure intention, access to information and guidance from higher dimensional beings, and the realization that their entire system exists in the realm of illusion, while your true nature exists in the realm of absolute reality. As you become more completely aware of your own power, these skills come to life on their own. You become a real threat to their system the instant you completely utilize this inner strength. Since you're linked to something stronger than anything they can use to harm you, fear can no longer dominate you. Since you have discovered the source of all fulfillment inside yourself, desire can no longer control you. They are most afraid of its power. A selected one who has recalled their divine essence and mastered the ability to function from that state of awareness. A soul that has realized that power is their inheritance and no longer asks for permission to exercise it. A being who has connected with something unimaginably bigger and transcended their whole matrix of control. The time of the cosmos is ideal for your complete awakening. Spiritual traditions refer to what we are going through as the Great Revelation, a period when everything that has been hidden is being revealed. The boundaries between dimensions are becoming thinner. They're starting to expose the falsehoods that have kept them in power for millennia. In the light of truth, the authority they have possessed via deceit and concealment is eroding. This explains why your awakening seems so important, urgent, and well-timed. You're waking up for more than simply your personal freedom. A cosmic intervention in the course of human awareness is causing you to awaken. During the most important time of transition in recorded history, it is your responsibility to anchor higher frequencies on our planet. The control troops are aware that their time is running out. With every day that goes by, they can sense their hold on the collective psyche slipping. This explains the sharp increase in their attacks on those they have selected in recent years. Their entire kingdom of deception is in danger, and they are frantic to stop the awakening. But they become careless out of desperation. Their strategies are getting more overt, overbearing, and clear to anybody who can see them. By exposing themselves via their own fear, they're exposing to the public what they have been concealing behind elaborate facades of respectability and power. When any chosen one awakens now, they are entering a field of support that is more powerful than anything that has ever been on Earth. Ancestors are applauding. The angels are having a party, because your awakening serves the ultimate good of all awareness everywhere. The entire cosmos is working in concert to help you realize your own power. Accelerated spiritual abilities manifesting in chosen ones are another characteristic of this revelation period. It would have taken lifetimes to develop psychic skills, but now they are emerging on their own. Their whole operation is made public as part of the discovery. Now is your time. Not tomorrow. Not until you're better prepared. Not in situations that are more convenient. You have all the power you need to completely assume your position as a dangerous chosen one who exposes all that is false and threatens everything that is true right now, in this everlasting present instant. You set out on this destructive adventure. You're getting it done, and you're winning. You are unbreakable because of everything that was intended to break you. You learn to trust your inner counsel more than any outside authority from everyone who misled you. You grew closer to your heavenly source with each isolated moment. The young person who felt like a victim has grown into an adult who is aware of their victory. The awareness that previously felt helpless in the face of their attacks now sees those attacks as the frantic flailing of a dying system. And the soul that once questioned, "Why is this happening to me?" now proclaims, "I know exactly why this happened for me." The person you were before hearing these words has changed. Cellularly, recognition has altered you. Your neuronal circuits have been rewired by understanding. Dormant DNA patterns that link you to your whole spiritual heritage have been reactivated by truth. You've recalled your identity, your purpose for being here, and your reason for coming. The forces that previously appeared to be so strong, so menacing, so overwhelming now show themselves as little, scared, and desperate beings who cling to a fleeting sense of dominance. They're not in charge of you. They weren't. They were just the falsehoods that increased the value of your truth, the darkness that enhanced your brightness, and the struggle that strengthened your muscles. You have been selected because they knew you could destroy their whole control system. They targeted you for extermination. Since your emergence marks the conclusion of their hunting season, you are the hazardous entity they have been pursuing. Since your light makes the shadows where they have been hiding visible, you are the light they have been attempting to put out. Your triumph is more than simply a personal one. It stands for the victory of truth over deceit, love over fear, and consciousness over control. Each selected individual who successfully completes this trip paves the door for countless of others to follow. Your metamorphosis turns into a lighthouse that leads people toward their own strength. Your enlightenment comes at just the right cosmic moment. Just when the world needs risky, chosen ones more than ever, you're stepping into your full potential. The outdated systems are breaking down. The falsehoods are coming to light. The truth is emerging into the public mind. The restoration of divine feminine and male energies to their proper balance on our planet is also symbolized by your return to power. Both the protecting might of the divine male and the nurturing knowledge of the divine feminine have been stifled for far too long by the powers of domination. This fundamental equilibrium is restored in part by your waking. Their time is running out. Your time is just getting started. The cosmic joke is finished. They made the very weapon that destroys them in their last-ditch efforts to eliminate you. They spark your metamorphosis into all they feared you may become in an attempt to stop your waking. Choose one and stand in your power. Without apologies, shine your light. Unafraid to speak your truth. Unconditional love. Make without boundaries. Your triumph against everything that attempted to dull your glorious essence is celebrated by the cosmos itself. They're fighting a battle against you, and you are not simply surviving it. You are completely above it. And in that transcendence, you write a new tale for the world. A trailblazer of a new paradigm. The live evidence that awareness always wins out over power. From infancy, they attempted to eliminate the dangerous chosen one, but now they are unable to control the heavenly creator. Greetings from your powerhouse, the start of the awareness revolution.